YouTube community, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. Bear with me, this camera has not been listening to me as of late, so if we get shut off halfway through, I'm going to have to do a written review. But anyway, the book that I want to review today is one that was really unexpected. It's called Confessions of a Domestic Failure by Bunimi Laditan. I don't know. I can't do names very well. But looking at the title, you would think that this would be a book that would be mostly one that moms would read or pregnant women would read or something to that effect. And I am not a mom, nor will I ever be a mom. I am not pregnant, nor will I ever hopefully be pregnant. So I was kind of, I don't know, a little apprehensive before I started reading this book. And from the third page, I was chuckling to myself. There is a sense of dry wit, a sense of humor that's throughout the entire book. Even though the book takes on some pretty big topics, some pretty touch button issues like breastfeeding and that kind of thing, and postpartum depression, which is what I think the main character here is suffering from before she gets some help. But she does it in such a lighthearted way that you feel hope throughout the entire book. For the main character. The main character is Ashley Keller, who is a first-time mom with a husband who is trying to start off a business, and she hasn't gotten very much sleep at all because she is a first-time mom. She feels as though she's failing at everything, and she puts herself up to a standard that is impossible to keep, of a woman that is a TV mom who also has all the money to have the nannies and stuff help her. But for some reason she seems to put herself up to this impossible to keep up status, and hoping that she would be as good as this mother. And she enters a contest about how to be a better mother, and this main perfect mom is hosting that. And it's basically a story of a struggle for perfection from the get-go, and not accepting who you are and not being happy with what you have, and struggling to be better than everybody else, when in the end of the book she comes to terms with the fact that she may lose it all, her not perfect life, her not perfect world, and she's not ready to lose it. And the very end of the book, it's I don't know, it's the fact that she isn't perfect, it's the fact that she is flawed, and drastically flawed and obviously flawed, that lets her have the success in the future. And it just makes you come to the point that maybe just because everybody thinks you're odd doesn't mean that you are odd. It just means that you are you, and you are just perfect the way you are. And it applies to everyday life. Like, how many of us try to be like that somebody else, try to be like that perfect person, and you can't live up to that person because they're on their own journey, and your journey is very different from theirs, and I'm sure they have things that they need to deal with. It was a very good concept in the book. I couldn't put it down. I actually read from 6 p.m. last night to 10 p.m. last night. I know, I'm telling them. I didn't put the book down. Couldn't put the book down. And it was such a lovely read, and the chapters were well done. They're basically written as journal entries. Just a joyous read. There's a person here that I'm going to give this to when I'm done. Just a really good book with a really heartfelt message and a real believable character throughout all of it. And even the characters supporting her are all believable, and the struggle that all the moms struggle with is something that I really didn't take into notice until I read the book. The whole breastfeeding issue, all of that, the whole judging issue, all of that. I thought moms were as supportive of that everybody else as anybody. But they're not. They're just as judgmental as everybody else. It was such a good book, such a good read, and it left you in a good place at the end of the read. I know. So I think those of you that are mothers and those of you that are struggling with trying to keep up a standard needs to read Confessions of the Domestic Failure. I couldn't put it down. It's such a good book, and really hits home with a lot of things in my life, even though I'm not a mom. So it looks like my camera has stayed on throughout the entire book club report, so that's really good. I'm now going to try to get that on my YouTube channel, and we'll go from there, guys. Wish me luck. I hope my camera and everything else starts to work again. Thanks, guys.